Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Mark Lin. Namaskar. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates a bioethanol plant and lays the foundation stone for a polypropylene plant in Golaghat in Assam. Prime Minister Modi unveils a 6,300 crore rupee development push in Assam's Darang. This is to boost healthcare, urban mobility and connectivity. The US Secretary of State Marco Rubio begins his Israel visit to discuss the Gaza war and the tensions over Israel's strike on Hamas leaders in Qatar. And India's Meenakshi Huda and Jasmine Lamboria clinch gold medals at the World Boxing Championships 2025. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today inaugurated the Assam bioethanol plant of Numaligarh Refinery Limited in Golaghat, marking a major step towards promoting clean energy as well as reducing reliance on fossil fuels. The Prime Minister also laid the foundation stone of a new polypropylene plant at the site. This facility is expected to add significant value to Assam's growing petrochemical sector, while also generating employment opportunities and contributing to the socio-economic development of the region. The plants or the projects, in fact, are part of a broader vision to strengthen India's energy infrastructure and promote self-reliance in key industrial sectors. Speaking at this event, Prime Minister emphasized the importance of clean energy for a sustainable future, calling these initiatives vital for boosting the local economy as well as encouraging job creation. After launching multiple projects in Assam's Golaghat, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the government today is working to ensure the satisfaction of all citizens. In contrast, the previous Congress government, he said, worked only for one section of society and focused on appeasement.
साथियों, बीजेपी सरकार के विकास का एक ही मंत्र है, वो मंत्र है नागरिक देवो भव। नागरिक देवो भव यानी देश के नागरिकों को असुविधा न हो, उनको छोटी छोटी जरूरतों के लिए यहां वहां भटकना न पड़े। लंबे समय तक कांग्रेस के शासनकाल में गरीबों को तरसाया गया, ठुकराया गया, क्योंकि कांग्रेस का काम एक वर्ग के तुष्टीकरण से हो जाता था, उनको सत्ता मिल जाती थी। लेकिन बीजेपी तुष्टीकरण नहीं, संतुष्टीकरण पर जोर देती है।
Prime Minister Modi began day 2 of his visit to Assam by visiting the state's Darang district, which is located in the north bank or on the north bank of the river Brahmaputra. And it's considered the lifeline, that is the Brahmaputra, considered the lifeline of the northeastern state of Assam. Aiming to boost the health and infrastructure sector of the region, the Prime Minister laid the foundation stones for projects worth 6,300 crore rupees at Mangaldoi in Assam's Darang district. Now, these projects include the Rang Medical College as well as hospital and the GNB School and BSc Nursing Home. These will go a long way in strengthening medical education and healthcare delivery in the region. Another important project, the foundation stone of which was laid, includes the Kuruva Narengi Bridge. This is over the river Brahmaputra, and it will improve connectivity and also promote socio-economic development in the region. The foundation stone was also laid for the Guwahati Ring Road project, and it's going to enhance urban mobility. It's going to decongest traffic and improve connectivity in and around the capital city. The PM was warmly felicitated on the stage at the event in Darang, and there was also visible excitement among the crowds of people who had gathered in Darang to catch a glimpse of the Prime Minister and to listen to his address. And during that address, the Prime Minister hailed the next generation GST reforms.
आज से ठीक 9 दिन के बाद नवरात्रि का पहला दिन होगा। जीएसटी की दरें बहुत कम हो जाएगी और इससे असम के, देश के हर परिवार को फायदा होगा। रोजमर्रा की बहुत सारी चीजें और सस्ती हो जाएगी। हमने सीमेंट पर टैक्स कम किया है, इसके लिए जिसको घर बनाना है उसका खर्चा कम होगा। कैंसर जैसी अनेक गंभीर बीमारियों की अनेक महंगी दवाएं सस्ती हो जाएगी, बीमा कराना सस्ता हो जाएगा और जिस नौजवानों को मोटरसाइकिल लेनी है, नई कार खरीदनी है, वो भी सस्ती हो जाएगी। आजकल आप देखते होंगे मोटर कंपनियों में ऐसी होड़ मची है, एडवर्टाइजमेंट दे रहे हैं 60,000 कम, 80,000 कम, 1 लाख रुपया कम, लगातार इससे जुड़े विज्ञापन दे रहे हैं। यानी माताएं बहनें हो, नौजवान हो, किसान हो, दुकानदार हो, सबका फायदा होने वाला है। ये फैसला आपके त्योहारों की चमक और बढ़ाने वाला है।
Affirming that the government will not allow infiltrators to seize control over the nation's resources and assets, Prime Minister stated that the rights of India's farmers, youth and tribal communities will not be compromised with under any circumstances.
भाजपा की सरकार घुसपैठियों को देश के साधनों संसाधनों पर कब्जा नहीं करने देगी। भारत के किसानों, भारत के नौजवानों, हमारे आदिवासियों का हक हम किसी को नहीं छीनने देंगे। ये घुसपैठिए हमारी माताओं, बहनों, बेटियों के साथ अत्याचार करते हैं, ये नहीं होने दिया जाएगा। घुसपैठियों के माध्यम से बॉर्डर के इलाकों में डेमोग्राफी बदलने की साजिशें चल रही है। ये राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा के लिए बहुत बड़ा खतरा है। इसलिए अब देश में एक डेमोग्राफी मिशन शुरू किया जा रहा है। भाजपा का लक्ष्य है घुसपैठियों से देश को बचाएंगे, घुसपैठियों से देश को मुक्ति दिलाएंगे। और मैं उन राजनेताओं को भी कहना चाहता हूं, आप जो चुनौती लेकर के मैदान में आए ना, बस सुना तान करके उस चुनौती को स्वीकार करता हूं। और लिख लो, मैं देखता हूं घुसपैठियों को बचाने में तुम कितनी ताकत लगाते हो और घुसपैठियों को हटाने में हम कैसे अपना जीवन लगा देते हैं। हो जाए मुकाबला।
Well, the Prime Minister accused the opposition of enabling encroachments on places of faith and on lands belonging to farmers and tribal communities. The Prime Minister highlighted that under the leadership of the Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, lakhs of bighas of land have been freed from infiltrators in Assam, including significant recoveries in the Darang district.
असम में लाखों बीघा जमीन घुसपैठियों से मुक्त की जा चुकी है। दरांग जिले में भी बहुत बड़ी जमीन से कब्जा हटाया गया है। यहां गोरुखुंटी इलाके में कांग्रेस के समय घुसपैठियों का कब्जा था। आज वो जमीन वापस ले जा चुकी है। अब वहां किसानों के लिए गोरु खुंटी कृषि परियोजना चल रही है। वहां के नौजवान अब कृषि सैनिक बनकर खेती कर रहे हैं। सरसों, मक्का, उड़द, तिल, कद्दू सब कुछ वही उग रहा है। यानी जो जमीन कभी घुसपैठियों के कब्जे में थी, आज वही जमीन असम के कृषि विकास का नया केंद्र बन गई है।
The Prime Minister also slammed the Congress party for insulting Bhupen Hazarika over the government's decision to honor him with the Bharat Ratna as a great music legend.
जिस दिन भारत सरकार ने इस देश के महान सपूत असम के गौरव भूपेंद्र हजारिका जी को भारत रत्न दिया, उस दिन कांग्रेस पार्टी के अध्यक्ष ने बयान दिया था कि मोदी नाचने गाने वालों को भारत रत्न दे रहा है, मुझे कितने ही गालियां दे, मैं तो भगवान शिव का भक्त हूं, सारा जहर निगल देता हूं। लेकिन बेशर्मी के साथ जब किसी और का अपमान होता है तो मुझसे रहा नहीं जाता।
The Prime Minister also went around the exhibition center at the venue and he was briefed in detail about the projects on which the foundation stone was laid today. Pope Leo celebrated his 70th birthday on Sunday, thanking God, his parents, and all those who prayed for him. The faithful gathered at St. Peter's Square with balloons, banners, and signs during his traditional noon blessing, which he acknowledged turning 70 to the crowds. Lonia, which is in the UK and Ireland, it's the largest lake there, is facing an environmental crisis as toxic blue-green algae has bloomed and it's worsening for the third consecutive year. This summer, in fact, locals say that the thick green layer visible even from space has been the worst yet. St. Peter's Square was lit up for Grace for the World, a free mega concert celebrating the Vatican's Jubilee 2025 and the World Meeting on Human Fraternity. The night ended with a dazzling drone show by Nova Sky Stories. And still to come here on DD India Live. Clashes erupt during an anti-immigration protest in London. Russia and Belarus continue a major joint military exercise on NATO's doorstep. And North Korean leader, the sister of Kim Jong-un, has condemned the joint military drills by South Korea, Japan and the US.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Mark Lin. Our next story, the US President Donald Trump's top diplomat, Marco Rubio, is in Israel. He arrived on Sunday amid tensions with the US allies in West Asia over Israel's strike on Hamas leaders in Qatar and the expansion of settlements in the occupied West Bank. Rubio and his wife, Jeanette, they were greeted by the US ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee. In fact, upon disembarking the plane at Ben Gurion International Airport near Tel Aviv. And during his visit, he will meet with the Israeli leadership and discuss the war in Gaza and other regional affairs, as well as a possible recognition of an independent Palestinian state by major European powers at the UNGA later this month. The visit is taking place after US President had rebuked Israel over the unprecedented attack against Hamas leaders, meeting in Doha on Tuesday. But speaking to reporters before the departure, Rubio had reiterated that the US and Trump were not happy with the strikes, but he said that the US's relationship with Israel would not be affected and that he would discuss with the Israelis how the strike would affect Trump's desire to secure the return of all hostages held by Hamas and get rid of the militants and also end the Gaza war.
It's not going to shake our relationship with Israel. Is going to remain strong, and sometimes things happen or come up in those relationships that perhaps you're not 100% aligned with or what have you, but it's not going to change the nature of our relationship with the Israelis. But we are going to have to talk about it. Primarily, what impact does this have? What happened? What impact does that have moving forward on what comes next?
After Israel, Rubio is due to join Trump's planned visit to Britain next week. The Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has said on Saturday that eliminating Hamas's leaders would bring an end to the conflict in Gaza. Accusing Hamas of repeatedly derailing ceasefire efforts, Netanyahu, in a post on X, said that Hamas terrorist chiefs living in Qatar, they don't care about the people in Gaza. They blocked all ceasefire attempts in order to endlessly drag on the conflict. And his comments came shortly after Rubio had told reporters that while President Trump was not happy about the Qatar strike, the alliance would be unaffected. Israeli protesters marched to the Hostages Square in Tel Aviv for the immediate release of hostages held in Gaza and an end to the conflict in Gaza. Earlier on Saturday, hostages' families gathered in Tel Aviv, blaming Netanyahu for derailing ceasefire negotiations and hindering a hostage deal. Israel's attack in Qatar on Tuesday, which Israel attempted to kill the political leaders of Hamas. That's what happened in that attack. It risked derailing US-backed efforts to broker a truce in Gaza and end the nearly 2-year-old conflict. Doha is hosting an emergency Arab-Islamic summit on Monday and Tuesday, on Sunday and Monday actually, to discuss the Israeli attack on Hamas leaders in Qatar. The leaders have started arriving in Qatar for the summit. It was last Tuesday, in fact, that Israel attempted to kill the political leaders of Hamas with an airstrike on Qatar, escalating its military action in West Asia. The United States had described this as a unilateral attack that does not advance American and Israeli interests. Israel justified the attack, saying that without eliminating Hamas leaders, Gaza peace process was not to be completed. The world leaders from across the globe had condemned the Israeli attack. Qatari leaders said that the airstrikes threatened to derail the peace talks that Qatar has been mediating between the two countries, the two warring entities, in fact. Russia and Belarus continued a major joint military exercise on NATO's doorsteps on Saturday at a time of heightened tension with the Western alliance. Earlier in the week, Poland shot down Russian drones that crossed into its airspace. The Zapad 2025 exercise, which is a show of force by Russia and its close ally, Belarus, is taking place at training grounds in both countries, including close to the Polish border. The US officials held talks with authorities in Kabul over Americans held in Afghanistan as the White House pushes to free citizens that it sees as wrongly detained abroad. A return of wrongfully detained citizens is a priority for the Trump. This is what Adam Boiler, who's the Trump administration's special hostage envoy, and Zalmay Khalilzad, who's a former U.S. special envoy for Afghanistan, they met the Taliban foreign minister Amir Khan Muttaqi. Both sides will continue talks in the future, particularly regarding citizens imprisoned in each other's countries. The U.S. and Afghanistan did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Sudan's army-aligned government has rejected a peace proposal from the U.S., Saudi Arabia, UAE and Egypt. The proposal called for a humanitarian truce, permanent ceasefire and transition to civilian rule without involvement of the conflicting parties. Sudan's foreign ministry stated that they welcome efforts to end the conflict but won't accept interventions disrespecting Sudan's sovereignty and legitimate institutions. Sudan insists that the Sudanese people decide governance through national consensus led by the transitional government. Sudan's institutions are currently under So let's move on to our next story then. In fact, in a major reform initiative to streamline, simplify, enable and rationalize the revenue procurement process in the Ministry of Defence, India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has approved the new Defence Procurement Manual of 2025. The budget for the revenue procurement in the budget estimates of 2025 is about 1 lakh crore rupees. It's a major thrust to the Atmanirbharta or the self-reliance of India. Now, this manual will expedite revenue procurement for the services, enabling the Indian industry, including startups and MSMEs, to contribute. Working capital issues faced by industries have been eased by providing supportive financial options as well as relaxing unnecessary penalties. The research and development by the industry, academia, as well as the defense public sector units will get a boost as well as support with several enabling provisions. Meenakshi Huda became the second Indian boxer to win a gold medal at the World Boxing Championships 2025 in Liverpool on Sunday in the women's 48 kg final. The 24-year-old defeated Kazakhstan's Nazim Kyazaribhai, and she did so with, in fact, had won the bronze in the Paris Olympics 4-1 in a rematch of the June-July World Cup final in Astana, where the local boxer had prevailed. Earlier, Jasmine Lamboria clinched the gold, while Nupur Shoren and Pooja Rani claimed silver and bronze, respectively, at the same championship, the World Boxing Championships. The 24-year-old boxer defeated the Paris Olympic silver medalist Julia Sveremeta. She did so 4-1, and that margin was of a victory. This is the 57 kg category final, and it was in Liverpool. Jasmine is a Commonwealth Gold Games medalist, but she lagged behind in the first round, but then bounced back in the second and overcame the Polish boxer. So what happened after that is that, adding to India's glory, Nupur Shoren claimed the silver in the women's 80 kg category, the 80 kg plus category, in fact, and Pooja Rani signed off with a bronze. The 40th edition of the Sundays on Cycle campaign was organized at the Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in New Delhi. A large number of fitness enthusiasts, sportspersons and people from different walks of life rode bicycles to create awareness about fitness. They also educated people about the value of regular blood donations. The former Indian football player Baichung Bhutia was there. He lauded the Fit India campaign. He said that cycling is an important means to stay fit.
स्पोर्ट्स मिनिस्ट्री ये इनिशिएटिव जो ले रहा है, आई थिंक बहुत ही अच्छा इनिशिएटिव है, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट इनिशिएटिव है, बिकॉज आई थिंक ये अवेयरनेस लाना फिटनेस के लिए, एक फिट रहना, आई थिंक इट हैज़ टू बी स्प्रेड अक्रॉस इंडिया, बिकॉज हम लोग स्पेशली इंडियंस, भारतीय लोग, वी नीड टू स्टे फिट. एंड ये जो साइक्लोथॉन साइकिलिंग ये संडे को किया है, आई थिंक मैं खुद साइकिलिंग थोड़ा बहुत करता हूँ पहाड़ में, सिक्किम में, और आज दिल्ली में आके करना बहुत ही अच्छा लगा.
We every day on cycle because the pollution is increasing. So for our small grocery shopping, or while going in the morning for a walk, for the milk or something, we should always use a cycle.
And that's all we have in this edition of DD India Live. Let's know your thoughts on the news of the day. And for those of you on the go, get the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. It's available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code and download it now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. My name is Mark Lin. From all of us here in Delhi, thank you very much for watching DD India Live. Namaskar.